Welcome, I'm Chakax. We're going to be playing SOVL. SOVL is a fantasy TTRPG computer-based strategy game. You'll very quickly get a hang of the mechanics. It's relatively straightforward. As you've seen from the title and thumbnail, we'll be playing as the Elven Conclaves Elf Mage. Reason being, for those who obviously haven't seen other videos on the channel, the previous run was a Dwarf Holds run in which we had no ranged units whatsoever. So instead we're going to be taking the exact opposite approach. It's going to be all ranged all the time. So the reason I picked the Elf Mage there, for reasons obviously he starts with a unit of archers. So we have the Elf Mage, a unit of archers, another unit of archers. We have some discussion. So of these, we're actually going to pick the Elf City Guard because yes, they have a spear and shield, but they also have a longbow as well. The Watchers are an interesting unit, but they come with 5 of them, but they can scout and move around. But just sheer quantity of archer fire, I'm going to go with that build. So we're hyper mobile, but can't really take much of a kick in direct combat. So yeah, 10 archers, the Elf Mage, and a unit of 9 archers, and the City Guard, who are basically archers with spears and shields. So the kind of the race benefits, let's call them, of the elves is they're all swift. So they just come with flat extra movement above everyone else. And our particular character, the Elf Mage, Eldrin Dreamweaver, here is Divine Favour. Pick a unit and increase their skill. So basically it makes it easier for them for a turn to hit things. Now in terms of our kind of route as we make our way through the game, we select points and move forward as we go through. There's a legend here, we'll reveal what these are. So the two swords clashing is a battle in which you face enemy units and you win, you earn gold and XP, which you can use in the shop, which are the armories here. You use the gold you earn in the fights can be used to upgrade your current units or buy new ones. The question mark mystery box-esque icons here are random events in which a number of things can happen. You might go plundering a tomb in which you lose some men but you gain a lot of gold, or find a magic item, or enter a holy lake that improves your armor stuff. It's all over the place. The elite battles are these sword hilts, which are basically just regular fights, but they're harder, you get more gold for them. And then campsites, which are kind of instead of fights where they give you healing in XP instead of gold in XP, but the downside is that of course you lose the gold. So that if you'd only take a campsite if you're in dire straits and your army's had the absolute teeth kicked in. Kind of think about our routes here. Initially it's just going to be up and down. So if we have a look, we get through, we kind of avoid these. So if you go up, you're going to have to go through at least 3 of them, which is a bit grim. If we go here, there's one you can take. You're going to get stuck with at least 2. But you can take a more combat-oriented approach. So I think we're going to take the second path. Immediately encounter some orc scouts, so that'll be a unit of boar riders such as we can perceive there, and something and a standard unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to largely put myself on one side, the hope being I can, well, I suspect that the boar is going to be over there, so I'm going to do this instead. No, he's there, fine, I can still get, ideally I want to get 2 units of shooting onto him before I can have to worry about anything else. So we're already in range, which is good. The downside is that we need to be careful because we don't want to give him the chance to catch us. So we need him to go first, him to move forward, see where he positions himself and move. So we shot at him. The way it works, it takes your skill and it figures out. So 4 skill in that case would be at ranged combat. It mathematically calculates it as the number 7 minus your skill to hit. So it's 7 minus 4 is 3. So you'd hit on 3s, meaning you hit on a 1, 2, basically anything but a 1 and 2. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 is a hit, and 1, 2 is a fail. In that case, however, it was a 4+ because we suffered from the long range penalty. If you shoot at something over half the distance of your maximum range, you get -1. So it turns into 4s. We hit on 4s, 5s, and 6s. So you see from there that 2 2s failed, and the other ones, or rather, are safe. So 8 of 9 hits on a 4+. It's actually a remarkable hit roll there. We did very well. Then it comes to saves. So they have a defensive stat and we have a power stat. It's not actually the power stat you see written there, rather it's in the weapon. The power stat is the melee capacity of the unit. The weapon here will actually tell you. So the longbow's power is 3. So to figure out the save roll, you compare power and defense. If the power is less than defense, they get to save on 3s, i.e. they only fail on 1s and 2s, which is what they did there. They rolled 2 2s. If they're equal, power and defense, it will be 4s. So 4, 5, and 6 are successes, and then if you're greater than it's 5s, so they can only save 5 and 6s. You can get to even more extreme, where if the power is 3 greater than defense, you'll only succeed on a 6. Likewise, if the defense is 3 greater than the power, you'll only fail on a 1. So you get the kind of full range there. So I'm happy with that because we've shot him and we're nowhere near being charged by that one. That's fine. I'm glad they did that because now I can just run forward. You have to twist slightly. I can escape his charge range. While I do that, however, I'm just going to make sure I stand there and shoot him. See, this is in short range, so it's 3, the green, different coloration that gives it away. It's a short range shot, which gets less shots than long range. So with these boars, they have 2 wounds each, which is why we're doing so many wounds, but they're still alive, but then we're chopping through them. We're never going to have to engage it in direct combat, which would be why would be because it's quite potent. Yeah, I'm happy to just go forward just a touch. Shoot him again. There's one guy left with 1 wound, so pick him off with a single unit and then start directing fire into this. I'm going to move this way to get away from that unit. Next turn we'll finish it off and then start slaughtering the Orc Warriors. There are no charges. We'll get into charges later when things get a bit closer. So this one is easy. Then kill him. You only fail a single save, which they do. Just barely got away with it. Start charging them over there. Right, they very kindly failed to catch this guy. So I'm just going to get nice and close and shoot him. Now's a good time to illustrate our Elf Mage's ability. So he comes with Divine Favour. Increase the skill of a unit for +1. So ordinarily we'd be hitting on 3s. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Divine Favour ourselves, increase our skill. It applies to both him and the unit. We've gone up to 5, so if we shoot at them now, it's now on 2s. Which means we'll hit them on anything but a 1, which is great because we've got a whole load of 2s. So this is their charge range, effectively. By using the X and C keys, you can see both your charge ranges and their charge ranges, respectively. So I see their charge range, I'm going to just promptly get out of that and start twisting around for next turn. Now they can't reach me. Simultaneously, if you hold the Shift key and use X and C, you can see the range of your long range units. So this is our archers, this is what they would be able to hit. They don't have any range units, so we can't see theirs. But we can see ours. There are no charges. Why would I voluntarily engage that in close combat? You might as well just shoot it to death. This is the big advantage to using a all-ranged army. You don't have to fight the enemy on their terms. You can just dance around them endlessly. Same thing again. Get on 2s. They're rolling pretty good for saves, I will say. Just keeping them in it. That's fine. It's done. We can get that close without having to be concerned. And we're well within short range, so that's fine. Another 2, slowly but surely. And then this unit, I think if we just turn it... The woods are a bit of a nuisance because difficult terrain halves your movement, but I think we can still get away. So we'll take the shot before we move, so we can get the nice... Okay, we've killed so many of them that the enemy are now routing this turn. So yes, there's 2 left, but they're not going to be there. I'm just going to move out of the way just in case they get bugs. I have had it glitch before where it said it should end and then they persist. So great. Best outcome you get through a fight with taking no casualties, so you can just take all the gold. This unit started at a slightly smaller size because that's just the difficulty we're playing on. I think I will take the extra healing there just to get them up to full, and then I never have to worry about it again. We go through a random event. An optional battle. I absolutely will take the optional battle. That's actually a really good outcome. So we end up against a wolf pack, which is kind of annoying because they're fast. They're going to get onto us pretty quick. What I'm hoping to do is I can at least avoid one of them by coming over here. So we can avoid that one, so we don't have to worry about these 2. So they get about that close. So the wolves only have 3 defense and 1 wound. So I'm hopeful that I can completely pick off that unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come forward as far as I can. I can't actually get into short range, which is a bit unfortunate, but I can probably do with 2 archer units. Oh wow, they roll great for saves. It's really unfortunate. They're not going to reach us, so don't worry about that. So I said I'm going to invest a lot of my resources then in making sure. Move this forward. Also shoot that unit. We're not in charge range or anything, we're okay. Stop. Wow, okay. They've rolled 10 dice and only 2 fails. The unit should mathematically be dead by now. I'm going to twist this unit slightly because it gives us an easier time seeing that one, I believe. they came forward, which is really, I can still see them, hallelujah. So I'm going to Divine Favour myself to give myself better odds. Again, that's below average again. They finally roll a kind of reasonable save, so we got rid of them. Okay, we're now going to promptly get out of dodge. Okay, safe. I'm going to twist as far that way as we can, because we'll give myself some more wiggle room later. I'll start working down this big direwolf unit now. So they're a nuisance because they're very mobile, but then they're a bit easy to deal with, and that I could just move and shoot, move and shoot. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right out of their chart. We need to be a bit careful now, so we can see, that's what we can see. So I think if I move there first, if I go forward, I can escape if I just go forward, so I can't actually get into short range, so we're just going to shoot, move. 3 more. Move on out, we are clear. He's not in range of that unit, good. Right, how are we going to do this? We should probably prioritise the smaller one, but never mind. Again, I'm pretty sure you can just move to there, and then they are in short range, which is much nicer. They're all not great, so there's only 2 left. I'm just gonna. Oh, that has made it harder to escape though, because that unit can. He can actually see us now because their own unit isn't blocking them. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of here. I can't. Right. In that case, I'm going to shoot at that unit with that one, hope they can kill them. So ignore that one and only focus on this charge as the unit that's left. So let's do this. I'm going to optimistically assume this unit is dead. Now this unit's turn, just get slightly out of the way. We're well out of charge range now. Oh, no, we're not. Careful. No, we were fine. Just we're clear. So we'll Divine Favour ourselves because we're not saving it for anything. Try and pick off this direwolf unit. That should be more than... Yeah, we did 8 wounds to 2 wolves. Okay, fine. And then it'll be all 3 shooting at this, and that's enough to clear it. No problem. Why would we send archer units into combat? That'd be very silly. Let's move up and get close as we can to get easier shots. Killing the whole unit. Okay, well, I guess we'll just skip the rest. Just stand there and look pretty, guys. So this is the big upside to using a kind of all-ranged army. If you can keep the enemy off of you and never actually engage them, you'll have a lot of these no damage runs. So you obviously amass XP as you play through. Units get stronger, and then once you have enough, you level. You can take upgrades. So replenishment's not going to be particularly useful because we're really not taking any casualties. So it's a choice between improving their range or re-rolling 1. So when you roll to hit, if you happen to roll a 1 for any of those dice, you get to re-roll it to try again. It's obviously great because we've got pretty good accuracy, so we usually only miss on 1s and 2s. This archer's also leveled. The unit size is cool because what I can do is I can take the unit size and then just gain more, so you get 3 more shots every time. I'm actually going to take the gold though because I'm going to be spamming gold a lot due to not needing Frostward, like healing Frostward, target units, it's +2 damage. That's not great. In fact, that's pretty awful. So effectively, you turn one of your units into a tank for a moment, but they can't really do any damage output. Again, I'm not going to be entering combat, so we have no choice there. We're just going to the next fight. Oh, it's going to be something quite similar, the Shambling Host. So it's undead. That's pretty good news for us because they aren't going to be a hassle when you consider that we can just easily... They're so slow that you can just dance around these skeleton warriors and ignore them. So again, there's only 1 unit we really care about. So we're going to go about executing this direwolf unit as fast as possible. 5 down already. They're cleverly hedging their bets and not moving him forward, but it's not going to save them ultimately. All dead. In fact, what I should have done there, for clever, we can remember this next turn. If you've got a unit that you can kill with only 1 unit, you should try with the larger one first. Let's see if we can pick them off, rather than not wasting time. So basically, all the damage I did with that unit was irrelevant, because they would have done it single-handedly. So that's us re-rolling 1s there. Obviously, if you re-roll it into another one, it's not going to... You can't do it endlessly, you only get 1 chance. There are no charges. You're going to notice a theme with this army. Oh no, look how close they've gotten. We're doomed. Just shoot and turn around. Reroll 2s, which we can't reroll. How annoying. And we're free and clear. I'm going to prioritise and put all the damage into one unit first. Happy to go ahead and Divine Favour myself. But one. So once we can reroll ones with this unit, combining that with Divine Favour is going to give them... It's what? 2s rerolling 1, so you only fail on the roll of a double 1, effectively. You only have a 1 in 36 chance of failing. That's pretty grim. Reroll 1 is going to be pretty crucial on this unit. Stand there. Turn 3, much the same as the other turns. There are no... Why would we send... Wait, what? No, I thought for a second they were charging. That's just me looking at them. So they moved first, which is great. Now I can figure out what their charge arcs are. Another 3. Okay, just straightforward. Outplayed. And hopefully finish the unit here. No, there's one left. Fine. Have you turn and face this one. Can I cheekily finish off this one? I hope so I don't have to shoot one of these large units in it. For one save would be nice. Good, we got him. Starper again. Particularly cruel in that they have to go first each time because they roll to go first, which is usually an advantage, but it's rather painful for them right now. Not really anything else to do, we're just free farming at this point. We're going to have to turn and run, but while you have the opportunity, shoot first and then scurry around. Am I clear? So they are already routing this turn, so you don't have to worry about killing the last 3. Supposedly those 3 skeletons decided they had enough and ran away. A couple more levels, that's good. So the Elf Mage leveled, right. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's fantastic. So the gold is obviously useful because it applies. It's not extra gold like the other units. It applies 5% to the big gold up there. But I didn't see that before. Greater Favour is when you use Divine Favour, it targets all units. So for 2 turns, I can have everyone hitting on 2s. That's fantastic. Wounds on characters aren't... Well, they're more useful now than they once upon a time used to be, because it used to be the case that once a unit died, the character automatically died with it. Now at least the character will persist once everyone else is dead, but he's not a melee combatant. If he's got 2 attacks, if he gets into a state where he needs to rely on his wounds, we're in deep trouble. So I think the obvious choice there is Divine Favouring everything is a huge multiplier. And the other units are archered level and can reroll 1s. Great. Gold for everyone. Okay, we'll go into a shop. Not really any difference there. I'll go to that one because then at least I have a choice between which of those I opt for. It does, however, cut me off. Think about it. If I go to there, no, I can still reach that path if I'm so inclined. So let's try this. Right, we have another unit of archers. That's amusing. I think I might go for it. I can't afford multiple, so. Although you taking the city guard would probably be a better compromise because they, yeah, again they meet the archer qualifier, but at least they can defend themselves in melee. So I think as a balancing exercise, take those instead. Now for the rest, we can't afford units, so we can do upgrades. Right, so the Elf Mage we have increases defense and wounds. Again, he's not going to get in combat. Who cares? Increases power and attacks. Again, in combat, no, thank you. Or a new spell, target unit rerolls failed damage saves. Now we're not really entering combat with anything, so that's not particularly useful. So I think I'm just going to ignore it. What we might consider doing, however, I think the best items for us would be Banners of Swiftness are great because they give us extra movement, so we're already fast, we can become even faster. Then Banners of Mists are quite nice because what we haven't encountered yet is anything shooting back at us. So being able to just say no and just make it much harder for them to hit us is great. So if we try, we have 137. There are 1, 2, 3 Banners of Mist, 3 Banners of Swiftness, and 2 Banners of Mist. That's 70, 140, 205. So we can't get all of them. So we're going to have to prioritise. Curse Standard's cool, but it's +1 attack. But again, why would I ever put archers in combat? Heavy armor's nice, but it slows us down, so I want to wait until I can at least buy their own Banner of Swiftness to counteract that. What we'll do, I think we'll just go... I think the Banner of Mists are more important because I'm not having any real difficulty maneuvering around. So I'm going to prioritize these first. For when we inevitably get... I'm 3 gold short of being able to get an extra one. That's unfortunate. And you've got a choice between which of these units would you like to Banner of Swiftness. Probably this one, because you can't guarantee that will appear later, and I want to buy heavy armor for them eventually, so I'm going to make them faster first. So there's our army. We have another unit of City Guard, which is great. I'm happy to leave that you can rearrange your units like this if you want. I'm inclined to leave them like this because you don't need the extra ranks for attacks with archers. You don't care. You get all of the archers firing regardless. I think that's good. I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, do like and subscribe. I deeply appreciate it. The run will continue and there's more SOVL and other game content available. If you have any notes for the kind of the actual gameplay or anything you think I could be doing better, please let me know. Or if you have any, is there anything you'd like to see, then by all means leave a comment. I'll happily take feedback on board. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.